And with that, we go. Assisted connection devices not always operational. WTF IA WWASE, the art of war and how it applies to learning a language. Delta course progresses. The Institute of Human Anatomy, they use real cadavers. And I learned something about soy sauce today. Folks, Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. I'm Steven Sersky. This here is my daily audio blog digest. You call it what it is. The daily goings on of an expat. Life and times of a working traveler is what I like to call it. Publish this Monday to Friday. Posted on my website, stevensersky.com. I posted also on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and some of the other places that are publishing podcasts these days. I have been thinking about making it into a newsletter. Haven't done that just yet on Substack, but I do have a newsletter in the works. So, if you want to go to Substack, stevensersky.substack.com, you can sign up to the newsletter there and follow along whenever I send out a newsletter. I do have a couple blog posts in the works. I just haven't got around to mostly written. It's the issue. There's two things that are preventing me from I think being even more productive than I actually could be, to tell you the truth. Number one, working out quite a bit. So I do work out in the morning, like today on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. I kind of go for extended walks. And the reason I go for a walk as opposed to a run or anything else now is because during that walk, I'm also studying my HSK5 vocabulary, which if I don't do it then, I find it very difficult to fit in during any other time of the day. And it's because it's kind of like a no-brainer time to fit it in terms of like what else am I going to do if I were to go for a run or workout, those are usually off days as well, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. So it's a rest day, off day, whatever it is. But if I go for a run anyway, or even just a light jog, it's like then you get all sweaty. You want to wash your clothes, you got to stretch and stuff like that. And it takes you out of studying language, like the vocabulary. And I'll tell you, having already failed the HSK5 test once, I'm not going to do that again. The goal is to do it again sometime early next year. And I think one of the biggest things I have to do is focus on vocabulary. And for HSK5, and then after this, HSK6, you got to spend the time. If you don't put the time in, learning the characters, learning the ancient emojis, learning the sounds, learning the tones, it's sadly, I don't think there's any other way to do it. Basically, is what I'm saying. It's very difficult. So all that being said is that I have to spend the time to actually do it, and the only time I can find that's free of any other distraction is in the morning. All that being said, things are going on. If you're following along in China, the Congress is going on, and that's causing all sorts of connection issues. The assisted connection devices are not always operational. I'm not sure who you're connecting with these days. I know that my phone has had issues. It's not connecting at all for the last couple of days. My MacBook still is, and my iPad is hit or miss. So if you are following along or trying to find some of the things I post, they are still going up. It's just sometimes that they don't hit the regular channels because of certain interferences and issues otherwise. And what is this? WTF IA MI WWASE. I'll give you a minute. If you work in a corporate environment, no doubt you've seen emails like this, where they send this email full of these abbreviations. So again, WIAMI WWASE. What could I possibly be saying? Isn't that what you think whenever you see an email full of these abbreviations? What the fuck is a major incident when we all speak English? How's that? Just write the thing out. Maybe. If I don't, I've read. I don't know actually if I've ever read this somewhere. But isn't the time when a company or corporation starts abbreviating everything, sort of like a time when it's very close to a major shift, an MS or an MC in the business, BAU, major change in business as usual. In other words, half the people get laid off or something like that. Now, hey, I'm not innocent to this, but I'll tell you, these abbreviations, I thought you just had to abbreviate stuff. I don't even know what I was abbreviating anymore. Anyway, I don't know. MI, why? Major incident, okay. WTF, that one's pretty easy. But yeah, no, I think I'm just going to start. I'm going to take the first letter of all the words. The problem is I have to think about it because I'm so not used to like actually working like this. I just spell out in plain English what needs to be done or what I need. You know, keep the emails short. You don't have to write a 13-page email to communicate that there was an issue with the connection today. Thank you. I mean, assisted connection devices, ACDs, aren't working too good. I guess if you're trying to speak in code. Yeah, no, maybe that's the... is that it? Then I should... ACDNAOOED. That's the first sentence of today's audio blog. What has he just said? ACDNAOOED. Assisted connection devices not always operational on every device. Of course you could understand that, right? Because if we're communicating about the same things, then obviously you would understand. All right, let's move on. Art of War coming up to NaNoWriMo in November. Probably going to get... yeah, I'm sure some people are laughing about my abbreviation, no doubt. Art of War, NaNoWriMo, How to Write a Book in 31 Days or 30 Days. I was looking at this today. It was actually part of the distraction from doing my 3-module course, trying not to do my homework. I was thinking about this challenge of NaNoWriMo, which is in the month of November, people try to write a complete book, basically 31 days, 30 days, 31 days of writing. And it's all about writing a fiction book throughout the month of November. I was thinking of doing a non-fiction. Take those titles and map them to your subject area and write chapters based on that. But make analogies throughout the whole thing. So I chose, just as a basic, because I've been thinking about it, and it's so common as well, the art of war. So I was thinking about doing the art of, I don't know, like language learning, or the art of ESL, like learning English. The art of learning English in 31 days or something like that. It might be. Or 13, the art of war, 13 easy steps to learn English. Something along those lines. Like something is so blatantly obvious. And I hate to laugh because I'm going, someone had to have done this already. I'm sure they have, but they've never done it my way. So even for this, I'm thinking, I'll try this out. I'll try this experiment of mapping, if like 1-to-1 or some ratio to that, learning English or learning a language. Know your enemy. Know the outlay. Prepare your weapons. Marshal your troops and stuff like that. There was a whole bunch of things where you're just going, yeah, I could make the analogy to learning English. So hey, if you beat me to the punch, all the better to you. All the best. I hope it works out. Let me know. Let me know if it actually works out. Save me some time. But that's what I'm thinking about doing throughout the month of November, is to write this, I don't know, we'll say this nonfiction book. Hey, who knows? Maybe I'll find a different book to map it 1-to-1 with, and then, just use the Art of War as sort of a practice book sort of thing. Delta course progresses, and yes, I was looking at, so I was trying to study Module 1 today, which deals a lot with the theory and a lot of the methodologies and stuff like that of the ESL landscape. Looking ahead to Module 3, which is where you actually have to research and do a needs analysis, so like assess a learner's needs. And it could be a class, it could be, monolinguistic. So it's like if there's only one type of people that are represented, like for these, or if I'm teaching like a multicultural or an international class, like if there's people from all over the world sort of thing, and they all have different levels of English language proficiency and accents as well. It's, conducting a sort of what do these learn. Last week's unit, I didn't, because I was just like, this grammar stuff. Let's put it this way. I'm reading a sentence. Whenever I read a sentence for this course, I have to break it down per constituent